Hi, friend. This is Alex McRobs, founder of the Mindful Life Practice, and you're listening to the Sober Yoga Girl podcast. I'm a Canadian who moved across the world to the Middle East at age 23, and I never went back. I got sober in 2019, and I now live full-time in Bali, Indonesia. I've made it my mission to help other women around the world stop drinking, start yoga, and change their lives through my online Sober Girls Yoga community. You're not alone, and a sober life can be fun and fulfilling. Let me show you how. Perfect. Okay, so welcome Lisa and welcome everyone. For anyone that's tuning in, we are live today. I see we have one person watching. We're live today in the Facebook group to celebrate that Lisa is 8 years sober today. So congratulations, Lisa. Woo-hoo. And if anyone is watching, yay. If anyone is watching, let us know where you're watching from and maybe how far sober you are. And if you have any questions as we go along, we'd love to interact with you. So Lisa, congratulations. How does it feel?
Oh, weird. Sometimes it feels like yesterday, and sometimes it's like I just don't even recognize where I was. It's a really weird feeling, but it's a great feeling. I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's huge. 8 years. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gone so fast. It really has. It doesn't feel like a big space at all. That seems like a long time, but I think it's just so much a part of who I am now. It's just how I live my life. So I just keep kicking along.
Yeah. And can I ask you, when 8 years ago, when you were starting this, did you ever imagine yourself like being where you are now?
Not at all. Not at all. I had done a couple of dry Julys here because it's a charity here in Australia. And so I had done those, but would just go straight back to daily heavy drinking. And I could never really get more than a couple of days or a few days outside of that charity event. So 7 days was a big deal to me. I never thought in a million years that all I wanted to do was make it small and irrelevant. I just didn't want it to be I had this constant chatter in my head when I even had a day or two off, and it'd be like, when was I going to have the next drink? And, how much alcohol did I have in the house? So I really just wanted that to lessen. So I never really had a big goal in mind. I just wanted less noise, I suppose, and some peace from it. I was always sick all the time. I really just wanted to be well. And and that's really just the goal, was just to be well, not to have daily headaches and daily stomach upsets and just feeling tired all the time. So that was the main goal, was just to be well. Anything else was a bonus. And I can't believe that I'm here. So yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. It's pretty incredible to watch people's journeys and transformations unfold, and just going from turning into like almost a completely different person, which is like what sobriety really gives us.
Yeah, it's opened up so many doors. All I wanted to do was lessen or stop, and it's just led me down a path that can't believe it. Can't believe where I am today. It's not where I even envisaged at all. So, it was interesting. You were just reading something in our yoga class about from Laura McCowan, and I've always got Laura's quote here and it was one of the first. Not There was a few different influences in my early days and months, and one of them was Laura. And one of the things that has always resonated with me was her quote that the questions that we always ask ourselves. And she said, we always ask ourselves, is this bad enough to change? And the real question we should be asking, is this good enough to stay the same? And I think that was really something that stuck with me. I'd had plenty of day ones. I'd been very, very sick many, many times. I'd been in hospital for a couple of weeks at one stage, really, really, really unwell. And I still went back to moderating and heavy drinking, and that was something that came up in my early months, and it's stuck with me to this day. That I'm always got that quote in front of me, that it wasn't that it was bad enough to change, because I'd had rock bottoms, what other people would call rock bottoms, and still kept going back to it. And in the end, it was, she's right, it wasn't good enough to stay the same. And that was the thing that kept me going, I think, that it wasn't good enough to stay the same. So, yeah.
I
So
love
it's
that
awesome
quote.
that you chose her today. Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
powerful. I feel like it can apply to so many things in my life, like as you were sharing that, I was even thinking about myself as a grade one teacher. Like it wasn't bad enough to change, but it wasn't good enough to stay the same for
It
me,
stayed the same.
and
Yep.
it's not to knock anything, but it's like, this is not good enough. And I know there's something that's like out there that's better for me.
It really makes you, that it's so wise. You're right. And you can use it in anywhere that you're feeling something's just not right. Something's not
Mhm.
resonating. This just isn't the right direction for me. And yeah, I have used it many times myself, not just around alcohol. It's just, no, there's something's not right. As you say, it's not wrong for anybody else, but I'm in a place where it's not right for me. And no, it's not good enough to stay the same. So good that
So
you chose that quote today. I love her.
tell me a bit about, like, I know we've done our podcast interview before, so I know a little bit about your journey, but maybe you can share for those of you that are listening or tuning in or don't know Lisa, like a little bit about kind of your journey along the way, like maybe where you were before and sort of what you're doing now.
Oh wow. Well, a long and winding road, as the song says. A daily heavy drinker, really at my worst, yeah, every day. And it went on probably a drinking career of nigh on 40 years. Um, and a lot of it came from some early childhood trauma, and then that changed me as a going into adulthood. So there's a lot of things that I did. I self-medicated for stress as well. And I think that they were the game changers when I really started drinking to self-medicate. Um, and then, yeah, I just had a moment 8 years ago where I was getting really sick again, and just decided that that was the fork in the road. I'd had so many countless day ones that I just had enough. And it wasn't easy. I had to really find a new routine. I had to really unpack why I was self-medicating, and that was hard. And yeah, I mean, I guess it's all work, but in the end, it just became the new version of me. It's not. I never talk about recovery. I always talk about discovery, because it's just. I'm just so curious about everything now, and I'm always approaching things with gratitude, and looking for the gift in situations. And sometimes it's hard. Life isn't easy just because I'm not drinking anymore. But it's just I found within all that, I felt that, I guess the old me felt that I needed alcohol to manage life, and the new me discovered that I was stronger than I thought I was, and I could actually manage life and all the situations that happened to me. Some of the reasons I was self-medicating, um, I could move forward from them. I let go of a lot of past situations, and put my health first. And so anyway, that's a long way to say. Couple of years ago, the universe started dropping things into my lap, and I've done some coach training now, and that's where my life has led after a long career in a totally different realm in admin. And it's interesting because now, funnily enough, that even though I talk about alcohol every day, it doesn't have any charge for me. And now it's given my life, it's given, instead of being bitter about my experiences of why I was self-medicating, it's actually given that meaning. So, and I'm now able to give back and shine a light for other people. So, and just to let them know that there is a way out. So if I can help one person make their journey a little bit shorter, then it's all been worthwhile. Yeah.
So tell me about the ways that you like coach and support people now. So I know you did a few different courses there, and I know you're working a little bit with the This Naked Mind community. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about sort of how you support people.
Yeah, well, I firstly did a course in grey area drinking with the fabulous Jolene Park, and I'm still in her mastermind. So we meet regularly, a couple of times a month. And then that led me to the This Naked Mind coach training. And that was awesome. And I've made lifelong friends in there as well. And now I'm coaching in 3 of their path programs. The last of their 12-month run programs, and then in the first of their 90-day path programs as well. So it's awesome. There are some fabulous people in there working so hard to change their lives. And they too, I think, came to that fork in the road that it was their life wasn't, it was, what did we just say? Is it good enough for me to stay the same? Yeah. And so it's just a privilege to be walking alongside them as they're changing their lives. So, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, love it. I love it every day, making real relationships with these people. And yeah, it's just great. Very, very satisfying.
And what have been your biggest tools that have helped you along your sober journey? Like, what are the things that you, what are the resources or the skills?
Mindfulness, being able to stay in the present moment instead of, because I'm a ruminator and I'm a worrier, and that's something I still work on. But letting go of the past, acceptance really helped me. And mindfulness really helped me. I used to have like daily anxiety and almost daily full-blown panic attacks. And I used to think that the alcohol was helping with that. But mindfulness actually helped me stay focused and be present. And that helped me not only with my alcohol journey, but with my anxiety as well. So that was like, you can just Google mindfulness tools and or any search engine in Spotify even, or YouTube, and you can come up with a gazillion different tools. But so you could have to figure out, it's a bit of trial and error of the different techniques that work for you. But they were really, all of those things packaged together helped me stay in the present moment, and that helped my anxiety as well. That was a big game changer. Pattern interrupt was getting into a new routine. That's where my health and fitness routine started, getting into my gym and strength training, having a personal trainer. I still have the same one now. I've had him for 7 years now, more than 7 years, and he's awesome and one of my biggest cheerleaders. And I think that's the thing, it's connection, it's finding your tribe and finding the people who are going to be wanting to be by your side and cheer you along. And they don't have to be doing the same journey as you, but just supporting you as you go along. And then you support them. And yeah, it's I think that's key, is that connection with a group of people that you resonate with. That was key. And yeah, I mean, just what else worked? I think a lot of it was unpacking what that self-medication was all about, and then that new routine, and then the somatic practices. I really didn't get into those until I was a little ways along the journey, and I realized how much my body was giving me lots of signals that I was missing, and mostly because I guess I was numbing from the alcohol. I thought I was medicating for one reason, but you end up numbing all your emotions. And it took me a long time to understand that my body is giving me cues all the time. And it's not just about when I'm hungry or I'm tired, but it's just everything. That what does Lisa need right now? Oh, well, oh, wow, journaling would be really good to get some ruminating thoughts out of my mind. Maybe I need to go for a walk and just give myself some clarity, as well as some fitness. It was really this, and then eventually it's led me to you and yoga and this mindful life practice. And I've done training with you now, which has been awesome with the circle training. And it's just been a really continuous journey. I haven't stopped learning the whole time. I've just always kept my little curiosity hat on and just been open to. Jolene Park taught me a lot about somatic practices that had never occurred to me. And that's when I think I started really another level of faith and trust in myself that I hadn't had before, even then. And that was a few years down the track of being alcohol free. But it was, and always being open to new ideas, I think, and never stop learning. I think that's the key, is just being always open to what's just, yes, never assume the journey doesn't end. Once you open up this journey of self-discovery, it's really exciting. And the more, doors have opened for me that I never would have expected, doing yoga with you and getting on calls and talking about, that's not me. That's not the me of 8 years ago. Very different person. And always staying open to learning is absolutely key.
There were so many nuggets of wisdom in your share right now. Like, the value of community. I was thinking about that today. Like, we just got this group back together from a year ago, and it was just so wonderful to have like all these people on this call together. And, our paths have gone in different directions, but like the value of just coming back to each other and our stories and supporting each other, like it really felt special, and
it did. Yeah. Because it's funny, because I really feel like, even though I haven't done a yoga class for a while, and I felt it and it showed, but it was so lovely to see some familiar faces, and I never felt like I was really away. We were always still liking each other's posts and making comments, but it was just, so that part never went away. But it was still nice to go, seeing your face for so long, it's so nice. And it's, it was like coming home. And this was an unexpected community that came into my life 12 months ago. And so I was very excited to be back as well. It's been lovely, really lovely.
Yeah, so
it's very
nice.
Special here.
So I guess I'll just ask you, two more questions. First, how do you do you do one-on-one work with as a coach, or like how can people reach out and connect to you, and what do you have going on now?
I'm just doing the group training at the moment with the path, but I'm going to reopen my one-to-one calendar in the next couple of months. When one of those groups finishes, I think I'll just have a bit more space. But on my website, people can join my wait list if they want to, and they can reach out to me that way. But I'm just doing the group training at the moment for another month or so, and one group finishes in about a month. So I'll just open up a little bit of space for some one-on-one after that.
Yeah. Amazing. So if anyone is tuning in and they're curious, you can follow Lisa on Instagram and Facebook, and then find out when her offerings are opening up again. Yep.
Always stalk me.
So I'll ask the last question that I love to end on, which is, if there was someone that was just beginning their sober journey, what advice or what wisdom would you give them?
Wow, there's so much. It's like all of the above, isn't it? I think it's just what is it that you need to do to get through one day? It's not looking at, for me, what worked for me was I didn't have faith in myself that I could do 30 days without a goal like a charity. Outside of that, I couldn't do it. So I just did, what do I need to do today? What do I need to do just for today? What worked? What didn't work? And I stopped beating myself up. When things didn't always go to plan, I just, what did I learn from that? What can I take away? Because now that's information that I've gathered. So it's not lost. So there's no shame. I let myself off the hook that I was just doing the best I could. And I'm a human being, flesh and blood. And the main thing was that I wish someone had told me, if you fall down 7 times, get up 8, get up 9, get up 10. Just keep going. And if you get through a day, repeat what worked, do it again, and just do it. And it becomes, the days roll on, the time passes anyway. And before you know it, you've got 2 days and you've got 5 days and then you've got 7. And I didn't think I'd be here today. I thought I was a hopeless case. And so I guess if there's any message, is that there is no such thing as a hopeless case. We're just human beings. And that was my big discovery, that I was a human being. So, just what do I need to do today? And the rest will take care of itself.
I love that. Well, Lisa, this conversation has been so inspiring. Thank you for taking some time on your sober anniversary, your 8-year sober anniversary, to share with us. And I know for people that are listening and watching, they probably got a lot of inspiration and wisdom from your sharing. So appreciate you.
Oh, thanks so much, Alex. Always lovely to have a chat.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to join our yoga group, we meet on Sundays, and we just had our first class today of 8 weeks. And so Lisa's in it, Todd's in it, Rachel's in it, the whole gang's together. This one is a co-ed offering, men and women. And we'd love to meet you.
It's awesome.
All right. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll speak soon.
Thanks, Alex. I'll see you later.
Bye. Hi, friend. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Sober Yoga Girl podcast. This community wouldn't exist without you here, so thank you. It would be massively helpful if you could subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast so it can reach more people. If we haven't met yet in real life, please come get your 1-week free trial of the Sober Girls Yoga membership and see what we're all about. Sending you love and light wherever you are in the world.